Shalom Israel. Bahashem. Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh. And saying that, learning to understand what you worshiping, learning to understand what this game is about. Because see, at the end of the day, through a lack of understanding, many believers, despite of them going to church, despite of their baptism, they die outside of their faith. Because they lack understanding of what they worship. Understand me? Because see, understand, religion is an organization of man. See, so many righteous, many believers die in idolization. You understand me? Many die in idol worship. See, so understand what you worship. Because see, at the end of the day, this world will come to a close. Understand me? It will come to a close. All right, and in fact, let me go ahead and get Revelations. Let me get Revelations 21:1, and then I'm gonna go ahead Revelations 21:1, and then I'm gonna go ahead into Isaiah 65:17. Because see, understand, this world will come to a close. You understand me? See, so it's time to wake up and understand what y'all worship. We are living at times where biblical prophecy are fulfilled. You understand me? And Yahweh Shai fulfilled that. Okay, what I have, Revelations 21:1, and then let me go to Isaiah 65:17, I believe. Revelations 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Meaning back, the earth going to go back into its original creation. It's not talking about that flood that took place. We're talking about the creation of the heavens and the earth. Because John seen a new heaven and a new earth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65:17. For behold, I create a new heaven and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. Meaning that in that new world, in the kingdom, the former things that we know society as today will no longer exist, so we will no longer have any memory. So basically, in the kingdom, there won't be any cars, there won't be any microwaves, and so forth. The material matters. You understand me? See, so at the end of the day, this world will come to a close. You understand me? See, so it's time to wake up, and it's time to learn and understand what y'all worship. Because again, many die outside of their faith, despite of their confessions and belief, because they lack understanding of the scriptures. They lack understanding and what they worshiping, because the religious leaders of the organizations is not designed to teach you what you worshiping or give you an understanding of what y'all worship. So a lot of you all fall victim to the system of religion, and y'all die in idolization. Do you understand me? See, so understand that this world will come to a close. You understand me? And saying that, let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let me get 1 Corinthians 7:29. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. And now when he mean by the time is short, it's talking about biblical prophecy, or the framework within that biblical prophecy, the beginning and end of prophecy. You understand me? It's that framework. And Yahweh Shai came and established that framework, or he came and fulfilled that framework of prophecy. Do you understand me? Let's read that again. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, and that time is short. Because Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled biblical prophecy. He came and fulfilled that beginning and end in that framework. In fact, let's go to let me get John 19. Let me get John 19:28. Okay, let me go back into Isaiah 65 and I think 8. Isaiah 65 and 8. John chapter 19, verse 28. After this, Yahweh knowing, listen, Yahweh knowing that all things, listen, let's read that again. After this, Yahweh knowing that all things, what? All things were now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, said I thirst. Now let's go down to verse 30. When Yahweh therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished. He bowed his head and gave up the ghost, meaning that he came and fulfilled the biblical prophecy that was established to Abraham and confirmed in Jacob. Understand me? Isaiah 65 verse 8. Thus saith the Lord, as new wine is found in a cluster, and one say, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servants' sakes, that I may not destroy them all. And he didn't destroy them all. Understand me? Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh. So him and his family were saved. See, understand, Noah and Abraham, they wasn't idol worship. You understand me? See, y'all have to see, earlier, I was talking to somebody on my job about that, about idolization and the commandments. See, if you know Yahweh God, you will know the commandments. And the first commandment is about idol worship. And it's not just about the images of Caesar Borgia or Buddha. It's also the government and policies and regulations. It's also the material matters of this world as a whole. See, y'all have to understand what idolization is. You understand me? And y'all lack understanding because the church, again, is not designed to teach you. These are the things that y'all supposed to be learning that I'm going over with you all in Bible studies and in y'all revival meetings. I had a question. No, I ain't had a question, but we had a discussion earlier, right, with somebody on my job that say they believe, right? They telling me this. I'm telling them, no, that don't mean that. You understand me? But then they lack understanding, okay, of the scriptures. Because see, understand, when it comes to the Gentile nations, the scriptures is not for you all. Because why? You all never learned the scriptures because the children of Israel never exercised lordship over y'all Gentiles. You understand me? See, the nation of Israel quickly went into slavery. So therefore, the Gentile nations don't know Yahweh God. You understand me? Before we get back, let me go to let me get Psalms, what, 140. What, I think 147 or 148. I think it was Psalms 147 and 19. Psalms 147 verse 19. He showed his words unto Jacob, his statutes and judgment unto Israel. He have not so dealt with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. See, so the Gentile nations don't know the judgments. They don't know the commandments of Yahweh. Do you understand me? Because the children of Israel never taught or exercised the commandments over the Gentiles. You understand me? See, so a lot of you Gentiles, y'all like understanding. So what happened is that you all died in idolization. And when it comes to the children of Israel, the rebelliousness. You understand me? The rejecting or walking into the commandments and walking into their own counsel. You understand me? But at the end of the day, it's about learning and understanding what you worshiping because this world will come to a close. You understand? Let's go back to Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65 verse 8. Thus saith the Lord, as new wine is found in a cluster, and one say, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it, so I do for my servants' sakes, I may not destroy them all. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob. Listen. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains. And my elect shall inherit it, and my servant shall dwell there. And what's the seed of Jacob and what came out of Judah? It's talking about Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is that seed of Jacob. the covenant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob got Yahweh Shai. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so Yahweh Shai fulfilled that framework within biblical prophecy of the beginning and end. Because he understand Yahweh Shai came to establish a divine governance system. And he put it into the philosophical governance system. Let's go to me and Isaiah. Let me hit Isaiah 9. I think what 9 and 6. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. For unto us, it's the nation of Israel, the prophecy. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government, listen, and the government shall be on his shoulders. And that government is what you call theocracy. Theocracy is a divine intervention. A clergy group of men ruled that intervention. Like the Catholic Church, they rule all Abrahamic religion. You understand me? And the commandments are a divine governance system. Due to the fact that the commandments come directly from Yahweh God. When Moses received those commandments in that mountain, on Mount Sinai, when you go to what, Exodus 31, you understand me? So he received 2 tablets. Those 2 tablets are what you call divine. Yahweh Shai is divine because he came down from Yahweh God. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. All right. Let me go ahead on into Numbers 24 and 15 right quick. And let me go down to 15. We start at 15. Numbers 24, verse 15. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, he said, and the man whose eyes are open have said. He said, he have said, which heard the words of Yahweh and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not night. And he talking about Yahweh Shai. You understand me? There shall come a star out of Jacob. Listen. And there shall come a star out of Jacob. And that star that came out of Jacob is Yahweh Shai. You understand me? And a scepter shall rise out of Israel. Now that scepter is what the king used when they hold in the air for rulership. And that scepter symbolizes his resurrection. You understand me? See, so Yahweh Shai came to fulfill biblical prophecy. You understand? Let's go back to 16 again. Let's go back up to 16. Numbers 24, verse 16. And he have said, which heard the words of Yahweh, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not night. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and smite the corners of Moab. And smite the corners of Moab is talking about those other nations, because see, understand, the Moabites are what we know as children of the dragon. Today they are known as the Chinese. You understand me? And then you got Japan, you got the Philippines, so you got the corners of Moab and all those other third world nations that surrounded, and that's alongside with China. Even though you have the Japanese, which is on the American side, you understand me? But yet those Japanese are the corners of Moab. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. And destroy all the children of Seth. And when he says the children of Seth, a lot of Israelites teach that we are the children of Seth. I think what in the scripture it said what Seth gave praises to the Lord. But understand, one Israelite told me we children of Seth. But then when you go to prophecy, he gonna destroy the children of Seth. Because see, understand, Seth was idol worshiper. He was an idol worshiper. He didn't believe in Yahweh God. He was an idol worshiper. You understand me? Abraham was not an idol worshiper. He obeyed and believed in Yahweh God. Noah obeyed and believed in Yahweh God. But Seth was an idol worshiper. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. Let's go to verse 17. Let's read that again. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not night. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and the scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Seth. And destroy all the children of Seth. So if you're going to destroy all the children of Seth, how are the Israelites our children of Seth, and they're going to be destroyed? See, so understand, a lot of Israel, even though they're Israelites, but a lot of Israelites lack understanding in the biblical scriptures also. Because see, you have to understand, the Israelites, although we know our nationality and wake up to our nationality because we are the children of Israel, yet a lot of these camps are established and set up like the church. You understand me? Because see, understand, the church is a religious organization of man, and organization of man has a covenant with the government. Do you understand me? See, so a lot of camps do have C4 charters with the government. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you have a lot of Israelites that lack understanding too. And in fact, let me hold that. Let me get the Romans 10 and 2. I'm gonna start at 1. Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that it might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to the knowledge. For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh. Meaning that their righteousness is Yahweh Shai. You understand me? See, so they are walking their own counsel when they're talking about the ignorance. See, they lack ignorance, or they lack understanding in the biblical prophecy concerning Yahweh Shai birth and resurrection. So Israel walked in their own counsel. So they walked in their own ignorance. Because the ignorance is the neglect of the commandments. Because understand, the thoughts and ideology of man is wicked and corrupt. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me finish this up. Let's go back. What was that? Numbers 24. Let's start from 16 again. Let's read that. Numbers 24, verse 16. He have said, which heard the words of Yahweh and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not night. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and the scepter shall rise out of Israel, and smote the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Seth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do vainly. Meaning that the nation of Edom, when they're actually Mount Seir, the home of the Edomites, is going to be overrun politically by other nations. The other nations politically is going to drive and take away their land, to where the Edomites going to come up in Jerusalem and Israel, and that's how they took on that heritage. And when they took on that heritage, by them not being Israelites, they converted into what we know as Judaism to this day. You understand me? And Israel did vainly. Not only, and when you say Israel, he's talking about the northern and the southern kingdom, but mostly the northern kingdom, because the northern kingdom quickly went into slavery for idol worship. Because the northern kingdom ran into what? Baal, the northern Canaanites' chief god. And Judah, they walked in their own counsel when they rejected the commandment. Yet Judah ran into what we call the southern Canaanite chief god, Yahweh. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so when you go into the history of the Israelites, even to this day right now in America, you're going to have the rebellious. So throughout that rebelliousness, the nation of Israel been enslaved to the other nations from Babylonian all the way to America. And to this day, we still are enslaved to these other nations religiously and politically due to the fact of rejecting the commandments of Yahweh God. You understand me? See, so there's a lot of things that y'all have to learn and understand. Okay, and y'all fall victim because y'all lack understanding, so you die outside of your faith. Because see, understand the time is short, and this world will come to a close, so it's time to understand what y'all worshiping, whether you watch my videos or not. You understand me? But understand what you worshiping and learn what you worshiping. You understand me? It is what it is. In fact, let's go to Jeremiah 33. Let me get Jeremiah 33. We get Jeremiah, what, 33 and 15. And then let me go ahead on into Micaiah 5 and 3, I believe. Jeremiah 33, verse 15. In those days, at that time, will I cause a branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. And it's talking about Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai is righteousness. Yahweh Shai is the commandments. You understand me? When you go to matter of fact, I'm gonna hold that. Let me get I'm gonna go to Galatians. No, not Galatians. I'm Shalaki, not Galatians. Let me get to Romans 3 and 21. Romans chapter 3, verse 21. But now the righteousness of Yahweh without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. And that righteousness and his witness is talking about Yahweh Shai. The witnesses are John. The witnesses is Micaiah. The witnesses is Jeremiah. Okay, and so forth. Zechariah. You understand me? Malachi. You understand me? They are witnesses to the prophecies concerning the birth and resurrection of Yahweh Shai. You understand? Because see, understand, this is all about the belief. Micaiah chapter 5 verse 3. Micaiah chapter 5 verse 3. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travel brought forth. Then the remnant of it brethren shall return unto the children of Israel. And that remnant is what Paul called in the New Testament the elect of Israel. Okay, the elect of Israel is going to come back to Israel. Now when he says Israel, he's talking about Jacob, because Jacob's name would change to Israel due to the fact that Jacob got that victory over the physical nature. So his name would change to Israel. You understand? When you go to Genesis, the 35th chapter. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that righteousness is Yahweh Shai. He is the commandments. And in fact, let me go into Galatians. Let me get 3 and what? Let me get Galatians 3 and 19. Galatians chapter 3 verse 19. Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because the transgression till the seed should come to whom the promises was made. Now let's go down to verse 23. But before the faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should afterwards be revealed. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith. But after that faith have come, we are no longer under the schoolmaster, meaning that we're no longer under the physical laws of the commandments. We are under the spiritual law of the commandments, and that commandment, spiritual law is what, or that divine law is what you call theocracy. Yahweh Shai represents theocracy. Yahweh Shai brought a divine governance system. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so the commandments is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the commandments. You understand? Let me go back to Let me read that again. Let me get Jeremiah. You get Jeremiah 33 and 15. Let me read that again. Jeremiah 33 verse 15. Wait, let's go back up to 14. Jeremiah 33 verse 14. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will perform a good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and to the house of Judah. In those days, at that time, will I cause a branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. You understand me? And they're going to dwell safely into those commandments. You understand me? But yeah, he's talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because he came and fulfilled that framework within biblical prophecy concerning the birth, the death, resurrection, the beginning and end of the system of this world as we know it. Understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's finish up. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians. I think I closed that up. 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, we're going to start from the beginning. Verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, that it remaineth that both that they have wives be as though they had none. Meaning that it's okay to have a wife, it's okay to have a female next to your side. Okay? He's not saying that you can't talk to no girl. You understand me? Well, what he's saying is that you can't be wrapped up into that girl, into your wife. Because see, understand, you have the physical matters, and you're going to attend to that physical matter. You're going to attend to that woman. Okay, I'm giving an example. When you go back to the Garden of Eden, what happened? Adam disobeyed Yahweh's voice, and he listened to the voice of the woman. Okay, and a lot of you all to this day, y'all listen to y'all women. Okay, y'all listen to the wives, and y'all listen to the wives. Now the wives is the husbands of the house, it's the man of the house through democracy. You understand me? Because why? They lack understanding of what y'all worshiping. You understand me? And y'all fall victim to the system. Y'all fall victim to the schemes and the deceit of the government, or these politicians, or these the global elite when they are past these agendas. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you can have a wife, you can have a girlfriend, but you can't be wrapped up into that girl. You understand me? Let's go down to verse 35. And this I speak for you, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 35. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distractions, because you're going to be distracted. When it comes time for you to exercise these commandments and she wants you to go to the store, what you going to do? Okay, when it comes time to keep the Sabbath, and then she want to have sex, what you going to do? Because see, understand, you cannot have sex on the Sabbath. Okay, because that day belongs to Yahweh God. And when you do have sex on that Sabbath with your wife, you are into the physical nature of man. You're not in that divine nature. You're in the physical nature because see, if you're in the divine nature, your dick not going to, you're not going to get a hard on. Okay? Because your mind is going to be on spirituality. You understand me? Now, when you're into the physical nature, of course your penis is going to get hard. And then, yes, you're going to want to have sex. You understand me? Let me hold that. Let me go to the book of Romans. I believe Romans 8. I think Romans 8 and 5. Romans chapter 8, verse 5. Wait, I'm gonna start at 4. Verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. And that means walk means to live. They live after that divine nature. They don't live in the physical nature of man. And a lot of you all live in in the physical nature of man and embrace the physical nature, ideology, and philosophy of man, although you believe in God. You understand me? Verse 5, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. You understand me? See, so if you're going to be in a divine nature, you're not going to have sex. And if you're going to have sex, you're going to be in a physical nature. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. See, so at the end of the day, it's okay to have a female. He say you cannot talk and you have to be gay because homosexuality is abomination. You just can't be distracted because you're going to be all into her, into what she say, and then you're going to end up rejecting the commandments like Adam did, the voice of Yahweh God, and embrace the voice of that woman. You understand me? Let's go up to verse 34. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and spirit. Meaning that although she may do think about sex, yet her mind is still going to be on the commandments. Her mind is still going to be on Yahweh God and walking in His truth. You understand me? Her body is going to be pure, right? Because she's going to have control through the spirit. She's not going to obey the lust or fulfill the lust of the flesh. Why is she not fulfilling the lust of the flesh or obeying the lust of the flesh? Due to the fact of that walking in that divine nature. Things of the spirit, minds of the spirit. Minds on the physical matter, you're going to stay on the physical matter because you got two types of spirits. You got the spirit of man and the spirit of Yahweh God. One is divine and one is physical. Do you understand me? It is what it is. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians 7. Let's read that again, 29. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29. But this I say, brethren, that the time is short. It remaineth that both that they have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they weep not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they buy as they possess not. Meaning that it's okay to cry, but it's not okay to be weeping over the material matters of this world. It's okay to buy things that you need, but you don't have to buy the things that you want. You understand me? Because what happens is that you buy the things that you want through the financial gains. So what happens is you violate the commandments. Then you start to covet. Because the eyes and the lust of the flesh is the pride of life, and it's not of Yahweh God. So your eyes is in the physical material matters of this world. You understand me? It's okay. It's okay to use the what it say? It's okay to buy things, but you don't have to buy everything that you want and everything that the eyes see, because it's popular and everybody has it. Okay? See, so it's okay to have a woman, but you can't be wrapped up in that woman. It's okay to weep, but you can't be crying over relationships. You can't be crying over material matters, because they're all going to come to a close. It's okay to rejoice. It's okay to be happy when this takes place and when that takes place. Yet you got to maintain that happiness. You understand me? Because that happiness is going to take your ass out into this world, and then you dead. You understand me? You outside of His commandments because you're too happy. You happy about the material matters and the success that you accomplish. You understand me? So pride comes in the way, and now you get it without Yahweh God. You understand? It is what it is. Let's finish up verse 31. And they that use this world and not abuse it, for the fashions of this world passeth away. And a lot of you that use the world but not abuse it, and a lot of you all abuse the world. Y'all abuse the system, and when y'all abuse the system, y'all become codependent on the system. So in reality, y'all become beggars. Y'all become worshippers of the government because y'all depend on the government to financially meet your needs, spiritually meet your needs, politically meet your needs. You understand me? So y'all embrace the governance system of man, which is what's the enslavement of man, because man enslaved man through policies and regulations. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, okay? Because the fashions of this world will soon go away. And in fact, let me get let's go into the book of Luke 21. Let me get Luke 21 and 34 right quick. Let me get Luke 21 and 34 and Matthew 24 and 37. Luke 21, verse 34. Take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that they come upon you unawareness. For as a snare shall they come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Meaning that you can't get caught up in the material matters. You can't get caught up in the issues of life. That's why in Proverbs 21 he tell you to guard your heart, because out of the heart flows the issues of life. You understand me? Let me see. Let me go to Proverbs chapter 4 and let me get 23. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. See, so a lot of the issues that come out of life are social issues. See, so therefore it's not time to be weeping over these social issues. It's not time to be rejoicing and buying these material matters, because these material matters are going to come to a close. You understand me? It is what it is, okay? See, so it's time for y'all to understand and learn what y'all worship. Because again, a lot of you all don't understand and y'all die, okay, in idolization. What Christ said, search the scriptures. I think what John 5, search the scriptures. You think that you have life, but a lot of y'all don't have no life, even though you read the Bible and go to church and then y'all pray. You understand me? And now the flip side of that is that y'all believe in God, but live and embrace the physical philosophy of this world, of man. So what happens is y'all become lukewarm. Y'all become unstable in what y'all worship, and so a lot of you all honor God with y'all lips, but y'all not with God. Y'all with the government of man. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Matthew 24, verse let me get verse 37. 37. I'm gonna start at verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage, until the day that Noah entered that ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Meaning that we don't know the day nor the time. So that means it is short. You understand me? The time is short. Alright? And these events is going to take place. Astronomical and political. Or when I say astronomical, that involves cataclysmic events that's going to take place. And political events that's going to bring about the end. Because the end of the world are based on these two events. The kingdom is based on these two events. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all need to learn and understand what you worship. All right? Hey, it is what it is. Let me go into Romans 13 and 11 right quick. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing that time, see, and knowing that time, and they're talking about prophecy, that framework within that prophecy, knowing that it's time. You understand me? Understand that Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled biblical prophecy. Okay? Let's read that again. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing that the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Now, when it says high time to wake out of sleep, meaning that how can I say a prophecy, or where we at in prophecy? You understand me? That means when it says high time, meaning that we deep into prophecy. You understand me? So when you go and understand prophecy, you'll understand that it is high time to awake. And when you're talking about wake, you're talking about getting understanding. Do you understand me? We're talking about waking is opening up your eyes so that you can be able to see what these politicians is up to. You can be able to see the schemes. You can be able to see the lies and the deceit that these politicians be doing. You'll understand the terminology that they use to deceive you, to promote their agenda that violates your belief system, or that violates and make a mockery out of Yahweh God. You understand me? See, so you'll be awake if you understand scriptures and know the latter part of scriptures that we in. It's time to wake up and understand. You understand me? So Yahweh Shai told not Yahweh Shai, but Yahweh told Daniel to close up the book and seal it to the time of the end, because you got philosophy now, okay? And the church is filled with philosophical views. You understand me? That branched out, or that took hold of the earth in the 1500s under Martin Luther. You understand me? Because you had these Greek and Roman philosophers revisit the scriptures, and that's called humanism, period. You understand me? And the printing press was one of the important inventions of the Renaissance, because they reprinted history. You understand me? See, so there's a lot of things that y'all have to learn and understand. Okay? It's not just about waking up and read the children of Israel, because a lot of people that wake up to Israel, they really don't believe. A lot of Israelites join the camp just the fact of that material or physically we are the chosen people. But when it comes time to believe, everybody don't believe. You understand me? That's why Yahweh Shai saying John 4 that that time and that hour has come when you have true worship, because everybody don't believe despite their confessions and belief, because knowing and believing is two different. You understand me? Let's read that again. Romans 13 and 11. Romans chapter 13 verse 11. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe, meaning destruction is coming. You understand me? Let me go into the book of John 14. Let me get John 14. Oh, I'm in Luke. Shalaki. John 14 and 2. John chapter 14 verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. And 6,000 years is basically up. You understand me? Now when he says in my house, in my Father's house are many mansions, he's talking about the celestial objects, the exoplanets also. You understand me? And other galaxies. You understand? So he goes to prepare a place and he coming back. Now he already went back to the Father. So he's on his way back. And how do we know that he's on his way back? Because you have certain events that's going to take place that's going to bring about the end. That's going to bring about his coming. Do you understand me? See, so there's a lot of things that y'all lack understanding in. Okay? Hey, it is what it is. All right? See, so our salvation is nearer than we believe, meaning that delivery or salvation is coming and destruction is going to take place. You understand me? See, so when you go back and the prophecy and the high time of prophecy, you'll know and understand that prophecies are being fulfilled already. You understand me? So the end have to take place, and the end is played out politically. See, so if you understand the scriptures and understand the political game and how biblically it's all related, because these politicians is playing out Yahweh prophecies politically, then you'll see that it is high time to wake up. And a lot of you all are still asleep. Now when it says wake, it's not talking about woke to, oh, America racist, the black man and the white man. It's not that type of wokeness, or it's not about that type of awakening. You understand me? When you're talking about sleep, come from your sleep and wake up from sleep, it's basically talking about wake up and understand what y'all worshiping. Okay? Learn and understand what this political game is about and how it's all biblically related. You understand me? You have to wake up and understand what y'all looking at when y'all watch these media outlets. You have to hear and understand and know the etymology of what these politicians is talking about. You understand me? Because the world and its religious ideology, philosophical views goes against Yahweh God. And Yahweh God is against world ideology and philosophy of man due to the fact that man is corrupt and wicked. And his thoughts, all right? So it always, so when you go back into the scriptures, talks about the imagination of man is wicked. You understand me? See, so our salvation is nearer than we believe. You understand me? Destruction is coming. So it's time to wake up and understand what y'all worshiping. Let's finish up. Verse 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Now when it says the night is far spent, the night symbolizes darkness. That darkness symbolizes the governance system of man. And the governance system of man spent for so long. You had the first world, right? And then you had the flood that take place. Now from Babylonia, from Nimrod and Semiramis, all the way to now, 2025, the world is in darkness. You understand me? Why? Because man's philosophical governance system governs this world. Do you understand me? And that one world governance system of man is what we call Leviathan. But that's another video. You understand me? It is what it is. All right? There's a lot of things that y'all like understanding there. See, y'all think y'all know the Bible, but you really don't know the Bible. One person trying to want to debate me, but he trying to remember what he heard in the video or what somebody else told him. You understand? Hey, this ain't for everybody. You understand me? It is what it is, okay? Let's read verse 12 again. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Now when it says the day, it's talking about the commandments. The commandment is light. Do you understand me? In fact, let's go to let me go into the book of Daniel. Let me get Daniel 8 and 23. Let me get Daniel 8 and 23, and then let me go into the book of Proverbs. I think what 6 and 23. Daniel chapter 8 verse 23. And he said, oh Shalaki, I'm at Daniel 7. Shalaki, you all. Daniel chapter 8 verse 23. In the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to a full. Now transgressors are those that transgress God's laws. And sin is the transgression of God's laws. Meaning that in the latter time of their kingdom, the politicians going to violate and trample down the commandments. They don't give a fuck about the commandments. You understand me? And y'all have to understand the agendas of the politicians. And we're going to get into a lot of these political things. Because, see, these are the things that y'all need to know and understand, because politics and religion all relates to the Bible. Okay? But y'all try to separate it and end up falling victim to idolization. Okay? Let me read that again. Daniel chapter 8 verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to a full, a king of fierce continuance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And them dark sentences that's going to stand up are them policies and regulations, or what you want to call back before the Jim Crow era, black code laws that had restricted the so-called African Americans. It's here in America who are the children of Israel. You understand me? And those black code laws are still being implemented through the Democrats and the Republican Party. But understand, the Republican Party base is black. Well, see, then that's another video. There's a lot of things that y'all don't understand, because America is not a racist country. And it's not talking about skin color when it says America is a racist country. Do you understand me? Proverbs chapter 6 verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp. Listen. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. See, so the commandments is a lamp. You understand me? So the commandments of man is darkness. You understand? Let's go back. Romans 13 verse 12. Now let's start at 11. Verse 11. And that knowing that time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. And that day is at hand is talking about the commandments. That night is talking about the commandments of man. Do you understand me? And in fact, let me get John. Let's go to the book of John 12. Let me get John 12 and 32, and then let me go into the book of Matthew, and let me get Matthew 4 and 16. John chapter 12, verse 35. Shalaki, verse 35. Then Yahushua said unto them, Yet a little while is light with you. Walk while ye have that light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. While ye have light, believe in the light, that you may be the children of the light. Meaning that in the commandments, you're going to see what you worshiping. Meaning you're going to see where you walk into. You're going to see and understand what these politicians talking about. You're going to see the deceitfulness and the wickedness of man and its ideology and philosophical views and how it violates the commandments. You understand me? See, so Yahushua is the light. Yahushua is the commandments. You understand me? Darkness symbolizes the governing system of man, the spirit of man. Okay? Matthew chapter 4, verse 16. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in that region and the shadows of death, light sprung up. And those people that sat in that region are the Gentiles. Okay? They was not Israelites. They was not the northern kingdom. Because the northern kingdom been in slavery already. And you had other nations that came into that land, that inhabit that land. See, so the people that sat in that region were the Gentile nations, and they sat in darkness because they was under the governing system of the Roman Empire, which is darkness. They was under the governing system of the Syrian Empire, which is darkness. All these kingdoms from Babylonian all the way to America is nothing but darkness. The commandments is light. The commandments come directly from Yahweh God. It's a divine governing system because the commandments governs a body of people. And that governing system is what we call theocracy. You understand me? See, so y'all lack understanding of the political game because it's all politically related. Do you understand me? Hey, yo, hey. It is what it is. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back to Romans 13 and let's finish up. Romans chapter 13. Let's start from the beginning. Verse 11. And that knowing that time that now is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. And when it says cast off the works of darkness, that means exercising the commandments and stop exercising the governing system of man. See, so y'all exercise the governing system of man by embracing and living your life according to those commandments of man, or those policies of these these policies of these politicians. You understand me? Hey, hey, it is what it is. See, so when you put on that armor light, meaning that you exercising the commandments. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let's go to Isaiah 52. We get Isaiah 52 and 1. Let me get Isaiah 52 and 1, and let me go into the book of, let me go into the book of Numbers 15 and 38. Isaiah 52 verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garment, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Meaning that I got on these, ain't talking about the garments, he talking about the fringes. You understand me? See, so by me having on these fringes, ain't no unclean Israelite, ain't no wickedness that's going to come and penetrate. You understand? That's going to come in. All right? Do you understand me? Because these fringes. All right? Let's go to Numbers 15 and 38. Numbers chapter 15 verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, bid them to make fringes make them fringes in the borders of their garment throughout their generations. Now when it says bid, a bid is a commandment, a bid is an order. See, so we are ordered to have on fringes. You understand me? That's a commandment, that's an order. Now anybody say no, then you are going against Yahweh God. You being disobedient. Now you being corrupt. So therefore, you are uncircumcised and unclean, so you're not even part of this truth. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 39. Let's finish up. Let's start over. Verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them to make fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, that they may put on the fringe of the borders of a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and to do them. And that you see not your own heart, but put on in your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring. That ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be ye holy unto Yahweh. For I am Yahweh your God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt to be your Yahweh God. I am the Lord your Yahweh. Meaning that we put on these garments, right? So by me having on these fringes, I keep the commandments. I remember these commandments. I work, when I go to work, I work in my fringes. Do you understand me? I got a few clothes outside of work that has my fringes. But I keep these borders of blue. I keep these fringes. You understand me? Let's go back to Isaiah 52 and 1. Isaiah 52 verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments. And that garments is these commandments. You understand me? So when I have on these fringes, I have on the commandments. I'm rocking the commandments. I'm exercising the commandments. You understand me? Let me go into Psalms. Let me get Psalms 103. And then let me get 20. Psalms 103 verse 20. Blessed be the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength. See, excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of the word. Meaning that when you exercise these commandments, you exercising that strength. And by me having these fringes and these ribbons and borders of blue, by me working in these borders of blue, when any problems and situations come, these commandments gonna get in the way. Do you understand me? These commandments is what saved me. These commandments, these fringes was keep me obedient. I told that the one dude that called himself an Israel, he called me a hypocrite. Because he said, I said, these borders of blue, these fringes, helps you keep these commandments, keep you in remembrance. He said, oh, you a hypocrite, because I'm trying to keep the commandments. How you going to try to keep the commandments? I told him that you're not Israel. You may be physically Israel, but you're really not. Your mind, your heart is straight Gentile. You understand me? This truth ain't for everybody, okay? It doesn't matter if he know knowledgeable, or if he have knowledge of that he Israel, but you coming and you talking religious doctrine, religious ideology of man, and you not coming to the scriptures. You're not coming from the scriptures. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you gotta wait till these garments. These garments are these fringes. These borders are blue. Do you understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get 1 Corinthians. Let me get 1 Corinthians 15 and what? 34. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 34. Awake to righteousness and sin not. Now, when it says awake to righteousness, it's talking about the commandments. Yahweh Shai is the physical, it's the living, it's the spiritual commandments. You understand me? Let's read that again. Awake to righteousness. Now, when it says awake, that means understand the commandments. Understand who Yahweh Shai is. Understand that Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled that framework within biblical prophecy concerning the beginning and the end. You understand me? Concerning his birth and resurrection, Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled the biblical prophecies. The church teaches that he didn't fulfill all biblical prophecy, but his birth, death, and resurrection. Yet Yahweh Shai came and established a divine governance system, and he put an end to a philosophical governance system of man. Now, history repeats itself. So now you have these political events that's going to play itself out. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Read that again. Awake to righteousness and sin not, for some have not the knowledge of Yahweh. I speak that to your shame. And a lot of people that call themselves Israelite, I speak to their shame because they don't have no knowledge. You understand me? Like one Israelite, he claimed himself an Israelite. We talking, I'm telling them about the terminology. So I open up the scripture to what Isaiah 29, that you may know the Bible, but you're not taught. You unlearned, yo. And he got kind of pissed off and called me a hypocrite. You understand me? But I told him the truth. You quote scriptures, but you don't know the scriptures because we are ordered to wear our fringes. Now, if you say we're not ordered to wear our fringes, show me that in the scriptures, because that remnant is going to return to Jacob. Jacob got the victory over the physical nature. You understand? Israel meaning he will rule. See, so the elect is going to come back and keep these statutes and commandments. You understand me? And these fringes, borders of blue, ribbons of blue, put that into remembrance. I did a video about that the other day. You understand me? Hey, hey, it is what it is. Let me get Ephesians 5 and 14. Let me get Ephesians 5 and 14 and go back into Isaiah. Let me go back into Isaiah 51. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. Now when it says awake, arise from the dead, he's talking about wake up and understand. Okay, because the philosophical nature of man is death. The wages of sins is death. The governance system of man leads to death. So when you outside of these commandments and you in the commandments of man, you're going to die. You understand me? When you go back to Romans, Romans 6 and 16, know that you're a servant to whom you obey, sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness. You understand me? So at the end of the day, outside of these commandments, you are dead because you are in the physical nature of man. And the physical nature of man is death, because the wages of sins is death, because man is born corrupt. Man is born and have a wicked imagination. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Isaiah 51, verse 17. Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Lord cup of fury, that has drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out. Meaning that it's time to wake up. Because see, understand, the nation of Israel to this day is under the curses, economic curses of Deuteronomy 28. You understand me? Yahweh Shai put the nation of Israel into religious and political enslavement to these other nations to this day. Right here in America, a lot of so-called African Americans or the children of Israel is captive to the Democratic Party. They captive to the ideology of democracy. Do you understand me? See, so it's time to wake up and understand what you worshiping and understand what this game is about, and it's all how it's biblically related. You understand me? Because see, again, a lot of people die because they lack understanding, so they die in their belief systems, despite of them going to church. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that the time is short and it's time to wake up. Okay? This world will come to a close. And in fact, let me get Daniel 8 and 19. And then I'm going to go ahead into Isaiah 46 and 10. Back to Isaiah 46 and 10. Daniel chapter 8, verse 19. And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what shall be the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed the end shall be. Meaning that the end time is appointed. Do you understand me? So this world will come to a close. So it's time to wake up and understand what y'all worship. It's time to wake up and come to these commandments. And these commandments is Yahweh Shai. You understand me? So it's time to come in and put on Yahweh Shai, meaning exercise these commandments. Because Yahweh Shai left us an example to follow. So we are to follow that example by walking in the divine nature. So it's time to wake up and understand what this game is about. You understand me? Because the end, it will take place. And it's going to take place despite of your belief or non-belief of that. Do you understand me? Isaiah 46 verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. Meaning that in the beginning he set out to destroy the heavens and the earth that he created. Yet he destroyed it not. He sent his son Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai came, established the government system, and went back. Now he on his way back. Therefore, the world that he spoke in the beginning is going to come to a close. The world will end. Society, the celestial objects that we know, another Big Bang Theory will take place. Do you understand me? Okay? Hey, it is what it is. Let me go to 2 Peter. I'm gonna get 13, but let me start at 12. I'm gonna start at 12. Matter of fact, let me get Peter 3. We're gonna start from 2 Peter Shalaki. Let's go to 2 Peter. And we're gonna start at 3. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, Where is the promise of his coming? For since the Father fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they are willingly ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Meaning that even to this day, a lot of you all say that when is the world going to end? Okay, a lot of you all think that a white man is going to come and save you, when in reality it's not going to come and save you. The end will take place. You understand me? See, so y'all, a lot of you all are ignorant, meaning that y'all lack understanding that America or this world or society as a whole is going to continue to last in the year 5060, in the year 88. It's not happening. 6,000 years is basically up. You understand me? So it's high time to wake up and understand, because why? Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled biblical prophecy. He came and fulfilled all things. Do you understand me? Concerning the kingdom and concerning the end of this world. You understand me? Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled that framework within that prophecy. Do you understand? Let's finish up. Let's go back to verse 6. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 6. whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Now let's go down to verse 12. Looking for a hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And it's talking about an astronomical event that is going to take place, because these astronomical events and these political events are going to put an end to this world society as we know, and these events are going to bring about the new world, the new kingdom. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 13. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwell righteousness, meaning that in that new earth there's going to be nothing but the commandments of Yahweh God. There will be no commandments of man nowhere in the picture. You understand me? Sin will be no longer taking place. Why? Because we'll have new bodies, but that's another video. Do you understand me? Yet at the end of the day, it's time to wake up and understand what y'all worship. You understand me? And whether you look at my videos or not, I give y'all the understanding and the background and the insight of this political game and how it's all politically related. Do you understand me? Because politics and religion is what life is based on, is what the scriptures is based on. You understand me? And the church is not designed to teach y'all what y'all need to know and what y'all need to learn and understand and how to walk into the truth, but to keep you in idolization. Why? Because the idolization is the enemy against Yahweh God. You understand me? Idol worshiping. In fact, I'm gonna get one more because I can get up out of here. Let me go to James. Let me get James 4 and 4. James chapter 4 verse 4. Ye adulterous and adulteress, know ye not that friendship of the world is an enmity with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of Yahweh. Meaning that you friends, you embrace the commandments of man, the religious ideology and the philosophical views. So you are enemy to God, Yahweh. Why? Because man's ideology and philosophy goes against the scriptures. That's politics. Yahweh God and his commandment goes against the ideology and philosophical views of man. Do you understand me? So it's time to wake up and understand you in a spiritual battle, spiritual war, and politically it's being played out. But you lack understanding and unaware of what's taking place. Do you understand me? Because y'all more into these movements. See, so learn and understand what y'all worshiping.